Good evening, everybody. It's Shelley Johns here from Gympie, and welcome to tonight's team call. So this is open to absolutely everybody, and it's great that we've actually got some international members on tonight. So we've got Mabel and her team from the Philippines. So it's great to have you on the call. So welcome. Yay! And plus everyone all around Australia as well. So thank you for being part of this amazing call. So tonight's all going to be about the marketing plan, but we will kick off with our good news. But just a bit of background on myself, Mabel, because you probably don't know who I am. So my name's Shelley Johns. I've been with the company for 28 years, and I've lost over 20 kilos in 3 dress sizes. And I just love helping people with the products every single day. We live in a little country town, and I do the business with my partner Ross here, who will jump into the picture shortly and help me with the call. So we're going to kick off with good news. So Mabel, did you want to introduce yourself, where you're from, what's happened to you, and a little bit about your story, just so everyone knows who you are?
Okay. I'm Mabel San Andres from the Philippines, and my level is Global Expansion Team. I've been in Herbalife for more than 10 years already, and I build my team here in the Philippines, but I also have people outside in USA and also in other part of the like I also have in other part or other country. Okay, so we are doing here Nutrition Club in the Philippines, and that is the most popular here. The most popular daily method of operation here in the Philippines.
Cool. And so you've got, thank you, and you've got some good news. So what's happened this week in your business?
Actually, just this afternoon, I signed up a teacher, and she's so excited. I give her assignment to download the Zoom application so that next week she can join. And she's so excited. I show her the menu, and she chose the roadshow. She wants roadshow in the school.
That's cool. Fantastic. So congratulations. So that's very exciting. So you'll have to keep us updated, and hopefully we'll get to meet her on one of the calls. So thank you, Mabel, and welcome to your whole team. We love having you on the call, so thank you for being part of it and working out the time difference and everything. It's not always easy with international, so welcome. Coral, would you like to share your good news?
Yes, I'm Coral from Deception Bay in Queensland. I was out at Redcliffe delivering some flyers and walked past noticed some shops downstairs, and it was like mini markets, shop sort of area, and I got a spot, and I've set up with some flyers and wellness evaluations and a little office in the back. And I had a client come in and wanted to sign up and wanted weight gain, and she did that last week. And also I have a hairdresser that came into my home today and also signed up as well as for the products, which is good.
Cool, fantastic. So it's great having an office. So well done, Coral.
Thank you.
That's 2 hours five this month. Got to get 5 signed up.
Yes.
I already have
my
3.
goal. My goal.
I think Mabel's going to compete with you, Coral.
I'm going for 5, Mabel.
I'll go for 10.
Good. We'll see you next week.
Let's see next week.
Cool. So thank you for sharing. So it doesn't matter where you are. So we're in 96 countries, and you can do Herbalife exactly the same in each of those countries. So how cool is that? So, well, thank you for sharing your good news, everyone. That's really exciting. And we're just going to kick off with the call because we've got a lot to cover. So make sure you write some notes down. And if any of the new people that, because remember, this is part 2 of the marketing plan. So it's about different ways of going supervisor and building that royalty if you're a business builder. But write your questions down. If you're new and it's not quite where you're at, that you're just trying to get the 35% or 42%, or you're just starting out, and this is the information, it's not where you're at, it's okay. Don't worry about it, because remember, when I got in the business, it took me 12 months or longer to really grasp the marketing plan, and I was always learning something new. So even though I wasn't where I was at the time, I still was learning for when I was ready for it. So just keep an open mind and just keep learning. So let's get on with it. So I've got Mark Hughes' quote: if you want to compete with someone, compete with yourself. Be the best you possibly can every day. So we know that. Stay in your lane, keep focused on your goals, and don't compare yourself to anyone. Just try and get a little bit better every single day. So marketing plan part 2, getting to supervisor and beyond. And we're really excited to cover this. So did you want to? Yep, cool. So what is your job as a Herbalife member? You want to use our nutrition range to get your own personal level 10 result, whatever that is for you. And we even know, once even being in the business 5 years or 10 years or 20 years or more, that you can still get a brand new product result all the time. So you can on the different products, and you can work on your story. And it's not that you're never happy with yourself, it's just that it's a different way of being able to package your story. So always think about that, about how can I improve, even a new income story as well. You might have got a new client today or yesterday, you can package that as a new income story. What did you do in the last 30 days, 90 days? And I know we did a packaging your story section a couple of weeks ago, and that was really good, being able to help people package their stories more effectively. You want to develop 3 to 5 or more brand new clients every month. So really you can have as many customers as you like, but you also want to be able to give them the time that they need to do the follow-up and everything. Develop 2 to 4 or more, as we can see, Mabel's going for 10 and Carol's going for 5, but whatever you feel comfortable with recruiting and helping your members qualify towards supervisor, because we know that's the best place to be. But if they're happy being at 25%, that's perfectly fine too. You want to maintain and retain your clients and members, because it's much easier keeping your customers and members than it is to constantly try and find new ones. So make sure you have a good system, a support system in place for your customers and your members, so that you can have the maximum retention using your follow-up and different Facebook groups or other things like this. This is a really great way to keep people engaged. And constantly expose your clients and members to the Herbalife opportunity. There's lots of different ways to do the Herbalife opportunity meeting, one-on-one. You can use a Flipbook, you can use your phone, show a video, invite them to an event, and show them how they can get that fantastic support and training. So becoming a supervisor, there's a few different ways. There's accumulate 4,000 volume points in 1 month. And I'm not saying that's your first month in business. Have there been people that have gone supervisor in the first month? Yes. But for example, if I'd been in the business 12 months, which this has happened to me, then I was ready to go supervisor, and I did it over a 2-month period. So it's not in your first month, but that is possible. Might not be always typical, but if you want to show people the options. In 2 months, 3 to 12 months, plus there's a team buddy system, which we're going to go through tonight as well. So there's lots of different ways of becoming a supervisor. So the accumulation, did you want to do this one? Cool. So 4,000 volume points accumulated over 3 to 12 months. So as Jennifer always says, you know, try and do it as fast as you can. You don't really want to take 12 months if you don't have to. So it's obviously the options there. But so if someone's doing the 4,000 volume points accumulated over 3 to 12 months, here's some different examples of how they could do that. So for example, if they got it started in February and they did 1,000 volume points, and they might have done that order by order, or they might have done a success builder order at 42%, which is fine. Then in March, they did their 1,500 volume points. Again, that could have been a success builder order, which got them at 42%, or maybe they did it order by order, which is fine. And as you can see, when they do 1,000 here and 1,500 here, that's 2,500 volume points. So that puts them at permanent 50% here. Sorry, 42%. Thank you for picking that up. 42%. And then the remainder of April, they're that permanent 50% a qualified producer, and that extra 1,500 volume points helps them get to become a fully qualified supervisor as of the 1st of May. So the second one is 500. They might have done that as a senior consultant order, and then they're at 35%, 1,000, and so on. So there's different ways, and even if they have a gap where they haven't done some volume in one particular month, it doesn't matter because it accumulates all the way through. So probably on average, people are doing their 4,000 volume points in around 3 to 6 months. I think we could say that's fairly fair. Someone that's wanting to get to supervisor tends to do it fairly quickly, and I've seen lots and lots of examples of that. Okay, so basically temporary supervisor and 50% entitlements are recognised immediately the qualification is complete, which means the computer system's adding it all up, and as soon as they get to temporary 50%. But if you're ever not sure, say if you think that your team member's done their 4,000 and it's not showing up on their website, just give member services a call, and if you're their upline supervisor, you can help make sure that that temporary 50% is recognised until the end of that qualifying month, and then they're fully qualified on the 1st of that month. Okay, so that's really important. So if you're ever not sure, you can always use member services. Okay, so the most exciting part to the accumulation method, I don't know if you know this, but if you're sponsoring people underneath you and you've got members underneath you, you can actually use 2,000 volume points of your team members underneath you that aren't supervisors as towards your accumulation. So imagine you only had to do 2, and then you've got some people underneath you and their volume points are counting as yours too. You can use up to 2,000. So how much faster could you get to supervisor by doing that? So it's pretty exciting. So this is why it's great to sponsor people, because their volume points flow upwards and you get those volume points as well. Okay, so accumulated method in 3 months. So this is an example of how you can go supervisor in your first 3 months. But also keep in mind that if you're taking longer, if you've been in the business 12 months or longer and you haven't done this yet, it's okay. You can do this anytime. So first month, the person does 1,000 volume points. So they might have decided to do a success builder order at 42%, or maybe they've done an order by order as they've got clients. So they basically want enough product for their own personal use to get an obvious result, and they probably need enough for at least 5 clients. They might be doing a shake party or a business launch, so they're going to need some stock on hand, some inventory to help their clients straight away. They don't want to make their customers wait. And then they want to put that 90-day plan into action. And the first 30 days of your 90-day plan is called the setup stage. This is when you get all your methods set up. And like Mabel was saying, she gave her the menu of what her teacher wanted to choose, and her teacher's chosen the road shows. So in your first 30 days, you're helping them get all of that organized, helping them work on their product result and helping them talk to people that they know. So second month, they do enough orders for their own personal use. Maybe they've added in some skin or the H24 or some of the other targeted products to use as well. And they're helping their 5 clients reorder, because of course they're getting good results. Of course they're going to reorder, and then helping them get 5 new clients for the month. So they've accumulated 1,500 volume points, and with this 1,000 here and this 1,500 here, guess what? That's qualified producer. So now they'll be at a permanent 42% discount. And this 1,500 could be a success builder order, or it could be order by order as they build up to that. So they're doing 1,000 means they've already got to 35% anyway, so they can build up to that 42% discount. You still want to be helping them with their 90-day plan and of consistent action. And the second month of your 90-day plan is called the building stage, because your momentum is starting to build, you're starting to see some results, and consistency is really, really the key. So month 3, so the third month, again, now by this time they've got some momentum. They've already had their shake party and business launch, so they've got clients that are new clients, they've got clients that are reordering, and they're getting clients that are upgrading as well. So you want to have enough orders for your own personal use, keeping in mind that you want to add in more products as you go along to help with your own personal product result. Plus they've got their 10 clients reordering and 5 brand new clients for that month, because they're aiming for 5 customers minimum a month. So they've accumulated 2,500 volume points because they've done that at 42% discount, of course, and that's come from their clients and their personal use. So 1,500 of that 2,500 is going to be at 42%, but because now they've reached 4,000 volume points, that last 1,000 in the month is going to be at temporary 50%. So this is what we were talking about before. about if someone's done enough volume. I know this happened with Michael and Cara. They did their volume throughout the month and completed the 4,000, so they were able to do for the rest of the month a temporary 50%. Okay, and if you're ever not sure if it's not showing up on your BizWorks on your website when you go in and order, then we can call Herbalife and get that clarified if we needed to. So they're still doing their 90-day plan, and the third month of your 90-day plan is called the reaping stage, and this is when you're reaping the rewards from what you started in day one. And the key to a 90-day plan really is not to stop at 3 months, is to keep doing back-to-back 90-day plans so that you're doing consistent effort all the way through, and you want to treat this like a business. So basically by month 3, you're at 50% profit, so you're a supervisor, with a client base of around 20 people, and it's a part-time income of around $1,500 to $3,000 a month. If you're basing it on alternate programs, but of course it could be any combination of product. It could be the sports products, it could be skin, targeted products, as well as our cellular nutrition as well. So that's a really great example. And you know, as people are doing this, most people do supervisor in that 3 to 6 month period. Okay, but you want to give them a plan to follow so that they've got something that they can aim for. Cool. So becoming a supervisor in 1 month. So this is where you accumulate 4,000 total volume points in 1 calendar month with 1,000 unencumbered. So that's what it means. Unencumbered means 1,000 volume points that's not being used by any of your team. So you need to have that preferably placed under your ID number. So that's how it works. And that's called unencumbered volume. So I know that, Irene, this is how you went supervisor, correct? Did you want to unmute yourself and maybe just share why you decided to go supervisor this way?
Yes, we went supervisor in 1 month, and when Colin, my husband, looked at the marketing plan, he thought, I'm not going to work at $25 an hour when I can work at $50 an hour. And so he saw the benefit of being supervisor. And as we were looking for a business, it made sense to him that we knew the products, we were customers anyway, so we loved the products. So we thought, well, if it doesn't quite work out, we can always eat ourselves out of business, which of course, 30 years at the end of this month later, it hasn't happened.
That's good. And of course, you didn't just go and buy a supervisor order, like you were already getting results on the product.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we also had our family on the products, and we were, you know, we were looking to build a business, so we were actively then, the moment we got registered, we were actively building, and that was important. And actually the first month we had to reorder because we didn't have enough products, even though we'd ordered 4,000, because we just had people wanting the products. And we thought some people bought the products because it felt sorry for us starting a new business. But it was great. It really was. It was very exciting, and we've never looked back.
Fantastic. So there's a couple of things to keep in mind. So did you want to cover this because you're good at this part? Okay. So I know we covered this last week with Lindy. She was asking about this, and you're probably very happy, Lindy. I'm just going to click and see if I can find you.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Thank you. I really did go over it on the phone, and then you went over it. It just sort of like restuck it in my head. That's really good English, isn't it? Yeah.
Cool. So basically, just so we'll go through it. So it's basically a new member. So when someone first gets registered, so they've done their application online. So a new member may only personally purchase a maximum of 1,100 volume points in their first order. So they can still get to 42% with a success build order. So that's the maximum discount for the minimum amount of products. But it's just there to protect the member so that we know that they're locked into the products and that they've got an emotional attachment to them. They've actually been able to work on getting a result. So that just protects them and means that they're not going to load up with heaps of products and not really know what's going on. So I think that's great, but they can still get to 42%. And then they may only personally purchase 3,999 volume points in their first 10 days. And this is important too, because again, we want to make sure that over that 10-day period that they've got good results, that they're into action, maybe talk to a few people, and they're getting some sort of results before they go ahead and finish off their 4,000 volume points to become a supervisor the first month. So these things are in place because we want to have the best standards in the industry. So that's what the gold standards are all about, and this is part of that as well. Okay. So 1 month, team of 2 supervisors. So this is how 2 coaches or 2 Herbalife members can become supervisors in the land on 1 month. I know, Lindy, this is how you did it. So basically, as we know, you usually do 4,000 volume points in 1 month to become a supervisor. So then every time you add 1,000 volume points in a line, if you add an extra 1,000 volume points, and those 2 people can go supervisor together in the same month. And look, if they knew each other, like I know, Linda, you had your friend that you did it together, so you knew each other, so you could divide the volume up. It doesn't have to be placed that way as long as there's 1,000 unencumbered. Remember, we talk about that all the time. So 1,000 not being used by anybody else in that line. So how did yours come about, Lindy? So basically, someone was talking.
I was getting some customers and I was quite happy, so I sort of dragged Jill along, and then we decided to do it together, and I was just hitting the ground running basically.
Oh.
So, but a bit like some other people we know, I hid my products because my husband didn't know what I was purchasing at the time, so I was making a change and I was losing weight. So then the conversation started from there. So yeah, but that's how we did it. We did it together in 1 month.
So how long did it take you to be interested in the business at all? Because I know you were a little bit resistant.
Yes, I was a little bit resistant, and look, I think probably about 6 months,
Yeah.
and then we just did it together.
Cool.
In 1
so
month.
obviously in that 6 months, you'd been to some trainings and getting more results and building up confidence, getting a few clients. So it gave you that confidence to take that next step.
Yep. I was the one sitting at the back of my arms folded for a few months watching, and just, watching all these people wondering why they're so happy, because it just didn't seem right to me. There must have been something in the products. And so that's what I did. And then I started to get really excited about people's stories and the how people were making some extra money, and it was lovely. It was just really nice. And you know that when you go to the trainings, everybody has the same mindset, everybody has the same, they might get there in different ways, but they ultimately have the same goal. So it was very nice to be around a really big group of like-minded people, all with the same desires, I suppose.
Cool. So how did you split your volume? How did that end up looking?
50-50. 50-50 pretty well.
So this example here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Cool. So just something to know if you're new and you haven't done this before and you've got someone in your team doing it, is that when it comes to the end of the month and you've done a line of 2 people or more, because it can obviously go to 3 or 4 or as many as you like, the supervisor application form, which you can get from Herbalife, is filled out this way. It shows 4,000 on the bottom and then 1,000 for each person. And that's how the application goes in, no matter how the volume is placed. As long as each person has 1,000 volume points unencumbered, which is 1,000 volume points not used by anyone else for that qualification. Okay. So I hope that's clear. So you can also obviously keep adding people. So this is an example of 3 people, and yes, they could divide the volume, but it could be where Wendy did 4,000 volume points and then Peter and Alison each did 1, or maybe Alison did 4 and Peter and Wendy each did 1. However it works out, or they've all divided it equally, as long as it works out to 6,000 volume points with at least 1,000 unencumbered, a line of 3 or more. So each person you just add an extra 1,000 volume points. Okay. I would suggest that you don't stack people. So for example, if you've gone and done all the advertising and you've got 3 people wanting to sign up, do not put them underneath each other. Sign them up all first line and then help build deep. This is really, really important. And they should all, if they're doing a line, they should all know each other. I do think that's really important because it creates less issues when everyone knows each other. And I think it just, it just gives your business a lot more stability. So that's how the paperwork would show it at Herbalife. But if you're not sure, you're new and going, I'm wanting to do this and I'm not sure, ask your mentor and then call Herbalife and they'll give you the paperwork. And I've done it a few times where they've just walked me through it over the phone. I've just clarified it and checked it all to make sure it was accurate before it went into Herbalife. And they're really good like that. They're there to help you, remember. Okay, so becoming a supervisor in 2 months. So this is how I went supervisor. So I got registered in February, really shy, didn't really know what I was doing. I was really just homesick and hanging around all these positive people. So it took me almost a full 12 months for me to realize that I think I'd started to get some clients, you know, towards the end of that year and doing flyers and things like that because I had moved interstate and didn't really know anyone. And basically I thought, oh, now I know. I'd been going to trainings every single week, so I was seeing the marketing plan consistently and knowing that supervisor was the best place to be, but I probably just didn't have the confidence until that time to go. So you can decide to go supervisor anytime you're ready. Obviously, the faster you do it, the better, but remember, it's got to be in alignment with your goals and how you want to do things. So I did it over 2 months. And so basically in a two-month qualification, you accumulate 4,000 volume points total over 2 consecutive months with 1,000 unencumbered. Again, 1,000 that's not being used by anyone else for a qualification. So that's really important. So that's another great way to go supervisor if you need someone to, you know, they're just building up gradually. They might be doing the business part-time. So 1 month or 2 months, they're both great ways of going supervisor. So this one's really, really exciting. I know this is one of Jennifer's favorite ways. So we just want to show you, just so you know that this is available. So this is a 2-month team of 2 supervisors. So 2 people that know each other. I just want to go through it. So, and we will do a team of 3 people, like a line of 3. So basically, we're looking at the month of June. Bruce has done 1,000, Mary's done 1,000. So they've both done 1,000 unencumbered. In July, Bruce does 2,000 and Mary does 1,000. So there's 2,000 in June, 3,000 in July, so that when you look at it, the total volume on how the supervisor application form goes, it still goes 4,000 on the bottom and 1,000 on top. That's how the paperwork would be filled out. But
can I just ask you, if that's how the paperwork is filled out, but they do that over 2 separate months, do you then let Herbalife know what they're doing? Because, yeah, do you know what I mean?
I think if you're not sure, I would call Herbalife.
Yeah,
Just say, look, I've got someone, they've done this first month, second month. So generally, you just put it in at the end of that qualification because they would be able to check the volume.
Okay.
But if you're ever not sure, just contact Herbalife straight away.
Yeah, they're always good. So
yeah. And
Yeah,
when in doubt, always call member services. So this is an example of a line of 2 people doing supervisor over 2 months. So this is a really great way of going supervisor. And I just want to show you the line of 3 because I think this is really exciting. So I just want to put it all out there. Okay, so you've got in January, Jack does 1,000, Jill does 1,000, and Noddy does 1,000, and in February the same thing. So each person is doing 1,000 volume points, whether they did that order by order, or they did 1,000 volume point success builder order, however it works out for them. In January, there's a total of 3,000 with them doing 1,000 each unencumbered, and in February they're doing 1,000 each unencumbered, so it's a total of 3. So it's 3,000 in January, 3,000 in February, gives you a total of 6,000 volume points. Sorry, same thing. And of course it shows the 4,000 at the bottom and 1,000 each on the paperwork that goes into Herbalife. But this is a fantastic and exciting way of a team of people going supervisor together. And it's something you know, it might not happen all the time, but it's good for you to be aware of it so that if the circumstances come up and all the conditions are right, that you can present it to your team and to that group, especially when you've got people that are digging deep in their organisation, they're people sponsoring people and it's going deep. This is the time that you want to present this to people. And it's okay if they don't want to do it, but you still need to give people the opportunity.
Shelley, Jennifer, could I say just a minute? You know, we used to do this all the time in the early days. It was what Mark Hughes taught, and it was just second nature. that, you know, you got somebody and you started asking, who do you know, get customers, or, and over that month, we'd always have somebody getting somebody else in, and then we talked to that person. It was our just natural working, way we worked every day. Who do you know that we can get signed up? And, and then we seemed to, that went out to the window. We didn't do it for a lot over the last couple of years, but it's how we did it all the time. And it really does make you work faster and harder, and it keeps making you have your mind to do the job every day, because every time you've got a person, whether it's a customer, who do you know want to get on the products with you, or who do you want to know who'll get in the business? And I think we've discussed this before, like 2 months ago, one of the girls got to be millionaire team in Melbourne, because she ended up getting a line of, do you remember how many, Shelley, that Seven got? A line of maybe 20-something people, and the volume in that, with the business she'd done before, because she's been around for a while, helped her to get up to millionaire team. So there's, if you look at this, as that every time you get someone, you're talking about, well, who do you know? Do the list. Who do you know that would want to get in the business? Who's dissatisfied with what they're doing? It will become your everyday way of doing the business, and it'll become second nature to you.
Definitely. And I think that's the power of that duplication, asking who do you know, going through that centre of influence is such a quick and easy way of getting clients and getting members as well. And in that case with Seven, even if it was 20 levels deep, just to keep in mind that they still need to do the 1,000 volume points unencumbered, even if it was 20 levels deep. Okay, it's not all just divided and then it's like 500 each. They still have to do the 1,000 unencumbered. So that's really, really important to know.
Can you imagine getting a team, Shelley? 20 people to go into supervisor together, and you've got this great team of people around you. That just totally motivates everybody. That's the beauty of it in the end, that you have got this team of like-minded people all come together at the same time, and they are like a force to be reckoned with then.
Yep. So you need to know this method. It's probably something a lot of people haven't seen before, but it's really exciting when you look at it, being able to go supervisor on 1,000 volume points, and you're just finding someone and they're finding someone. Yeah, and but also keep in mind the other ways that yes, you can still do it in 1 month, you can still do it in 2 months on your own, and you can also do the accumulation method. So many great ways to go supervisor, and it's definitely the best place to be, because being at 50% puts you at such a fantastic advantage to take advantage of the marketing plan. I'm just going to go through that. So why become a supervisor? Take full advantage of the marketing plan, maximizing all areas of income. 50% retail profit, between 8 to 25% wholesale profit, royalties of 5% on 3 levels as you build your team of supervisors. You're setting a good example to your current and future coaches. You qualify for those special supervisor schools, and you're also being able to qualify for the vacations like the one that's at Hamilton Island. So there's so many reasons, plus you get great recognition, a certificate and pins and lots of other things as well. And I also love that when you've been a supervisor for a year and you re-qualify, you get the freshman's class and you get recognition at your spectacular. And this great little hat, you get to throw it in the air, and this great pack sent out. So there's lots and lots of recognition and incentives as well to stay as a supervisor. But I think it's quite easy to stay as a supervisor if you just use the products. You add extra products in so that you can upgrade, because if you upgrade, you'll attract other people that upgrade, that you're always getting clients and asking for referrals, and that you're also always looking for members too, because all of that helps you'd have a very strong, stable business. So, okay, so we're just going to cover the Herbalife House. So this is really important. The reason why you want to aim for 2,500 volume points a month or more is to get your full 5% royalty on your 3 levels of supervisors. Okay, so you want to start off here, as we're just talking, your foundation is your product use. And look, I know there's lots of people that use more than 200 volume points a month, but just an example. So it's your personal use, so that you're setting that example. It's around the ultimate program plus something extra, and it's allowing you to have an obvious product result, and people will do what you're doing. So imagine if all your team use the products like you do. How cool would that be? I know there'd be some very excited people on the call. So then you want to add in your retail. So this is your brand new clients that are ordering. So that gives you so much volume as well towards your Herbalife house. Then you have your repeat customers, because of course people will repeat on the products because they love it. And then you're going to have your clients that will eventually sign up to get the discount, or they've decided they want to help a few people and they want to earn that extra income to help pay for their products. So your volume is consisting of all that. And then the roof is basically upgrading your clients onto other products, asking for referrals. All of that equals your 2,500 volume points or more. I'm not saying you have to stay at 2.5. You can do more. I'm sure there's lots of people that do more than 2,500 volume points every single month. So you want to do this consistently, and you want to teach your team to do it consistently so that they're picking up their full royalty. It's really, really important. So once someone's mastered their Herbalife house and they're consistently doing their 2,500 volume points or more a month, then you can show them how to do that 5,000 or 10,000 volume points a month. And the way you do that is through the duplication, which Jennifer was talking about. And you've heard people that are recruiting this week as well, which is really exciting. So as soon as you're signing up 2, 4, 5, 10 people like Mabel's aiming for this month, a month, then you're helping them move towards supervisor. Guess what's going to start happening? They're going to start aiming for their 4,000 volume points in 1 month, or accumulation, or however they want to do it. And this is when you can hit that 5,000 to 10,000 volume points a month or more. Okay, so it's just helping people head towards their goals. Okay, but the main thing is to aim to get your 2,500 volume points done. And it's not you just buying it all for yourself. It's having it spread over nicely, so you've got a very solid, stable business. Cool. So becoming a World Team member, you can do one of these. You can do 10,000 volume points in 1 month. You can do 2,500 volume points 4 months in a row. Or you can develop a 500 royalty point check, which means you have 10,000 volume points under all your supervisors. So either one of those will help you qualify as a World Team member. You get fantastic recognition. There's special stalls. You get a certificate, a pin, recognition on stage at the Spectacular as well. So I find that's a really exciting part to the business. And then it's also going to lead onto Active World Team. So did you have anything to add about World Team, Jennifer?
No, you're doing well there.
Cool. So just remember and see, you can see that if you're doing 2,000 volume points, 2,500 volume points 4 months in a row, that's giving that consistent Herbalife house as well. So it's teaching you that consistency. So Active World Team. So we know this is the year of the Rising Star, and Active World Team's really showing you that you're mastering all the different parts to the business. You're using the products, you're retailing, you're recruiting, and you're helping people to become supervisor. And so you're really mastering all the different parts to the business. So this is done over a 6-month period, and you need to do these 3 things in a 6-month period. You need to do 2,500 volume points 4 months in a row. So this can be your World Team qualification, 10,000 volume points in 1 month, or 5,000 volume points in any 2 consecutive months. Sorry, in any 2 months of the 6-month qualification, not consecutive. So you can do 5,000 on month 1 and 5,000 on month 6, or 5,000 month 1, 5,000 month 2, however it works out, so long as you do 5,000 volume points in any of the 2 months in the 6-month qualification period, and a 500 royalty point check. So you need to do those 3 things to become an Active World Team member. And the great thing about becoming an Active World Team member is you get the Rising Star experience. I don't know, do they have that in the Philippines, the Rising Star experience?
I don't think so. Do you have what they call the Rising Star experience, where people, they get to Active World Team and they get to get a special trip by the company to go and speak at another STS in another state or another area? Do you have that, Mabel? I don't think so.
No, that's okay. I think they're looking at bringing it in, so let's hope you get it. It's really great. So I'll explain what that is as well. So you get an Active World Team pin and certificate, generally special seating, on-stage recognition, a one-off US $500 special bonus, It's showing that you're developing those 3 skills, like I was saying, you're retailing, recruiting, and retaining. And they said that over 90% of active World team members requalify as supervisor, and I think it's something like 80% go on to become Get team members as well. So that's pretty cool. So the Rising Star experience in Australia. So if you recruited someone in Australia, Mabel, and they qualified as active World team, they would get to, they get basically picked up from their home and taken to the airport. They get flights to attend a STS in there, you know, in where One Herbalife picks out for them, and they get put up in a hotel. They get a meal allowance, and they get to share their story and recognition at that event. So it's pretty cool. So basically, they get treated like a rock star and have this amazing experience of what it would be like to be on President's team.
Yeah, Shelley,
Yes.
I'm just saying to Maybelle, when you learn this, we can send it to you. There's no reason why you can't put it to your corporate over there, because sometimes they just don't know about the different promotions, and they'll check then. Although I'd say that MEC should probably know about it through Shobi, but if you say, I hear how well it's going in Australia, why don't we have this promotion here? Does so much for people getting that experience, picked up in a limo, taken a plane to another state, another place. They get to be on stage and, you know, say a few words and put up in a hotel. It's fantastic. It really motivates people to want to get further in the business. So learn this, or we'll send it to you and you put it to your corporate over there.
Cool. And the exciting part is if you focus on achieving active World team yourself, and then you help other people get to active World team, you can achieve any level in the company because you're developing that royalty and organizational volume by doing this. So just focusing on getting to this and helping people achieve it, basically you can get to wherever you want to go. So how exciting is that? So here's an example of that. Get team. So you'll see this is in your career manual. So the red one is an example of a Get team business. So Get team help 2 people achieve active World team each month for 3 months. That kind of sounds quite doable. You'll become a Get team member. Okay. Millionaire team help 8 people achieve active World team each month for 3 months. Or President's team help 20 people achieve active World team each month for 3 months. So obviously the people are moving up the marketing plan as well. So this is in your first 3 levels. So it kind of just breaks it down and makes it a bit more simple that, wow, maybe if I just focused on this one, if that's where I want to go, or maybe I want to go here. This is what this income here, 4,400, that's my goal. Gives you an idea of how many people to help to achieve that active World team. Okay, so it doesn't have to be thousands and thousands of people. It's helping a few people duplicate and build and get to their goals. So this gives you a really good way of getting to wherever you want to be. So Millionaire team and then President's team. And as Gary always said, you know, what if it took you the next 5 to 7 years to five people and help them get their 5 and their 5, or help 20 people achieve active World team each month for 3 months? What if you just did that for the next 5 to 7 years? What else are you going to do with the time? You're not going to run out of people to help. There's always going to be people, as Jim Rohn says, the river forever flows. So why not have that long-term attitude of building something amazing, leaving a legacy? So that's some great examples. Okay, so we're on to promotions. Did anyone have any questions about the marketing plan before we cover the promotions? Nope, cool. So these are the Australian promotions, Maybelle, but if you recruit people in Australia, you can send them to these events. How cool is that? So let's have a look. So we've got the upcoming STS training seminars all around Australia. We've got Adelaide is Wayne Levy on the 26th of October. Brisbane, which is this Saturday, with Sharnice Thompson, Get team member from Melbourne. Melbourne has Mike Thors, who's from Queensland. Looks like they're sending people all over the place. That's on the 26th of October. Perth, Sophie Derrick, Get 2,500 member on the 19th of October, which is this Saturday. Tanya Wilson, Get 2,500 member from South Australia. She's going to be in Sydney on this Saturday. And then Tasmania, Harriet Pederick, who's pretty sure she's from Tamworth. and she is going to be doing 2 locations in Tassie, so on the 19th. So she's going to be a busy girl on those days. Oh, they're doing a Zoom call. That's okay. I get that. So that's very smart. So who do you know in any of these states of Australia that you could invite? Because remember that you actually have a Herbalife opportunity meeting at every single one of these events. Who could you invite? And then you can always find someone to look after your guest if it's not where you live. But if you, so for example, the one in Brisbane, who could you, if you're going to that one, who could you invite? How many guests could you take? How many team members could you take? Okay, so for the Brisbane one, because I know this is the one we're going to, make sure you get your ticket by Wednesday night, because that's the cutoff time for tickets. Okay, so get your ticket to the SDS. If you're a brand new member, you can use your free ticket that's in your member pack and take that along, but still make sure you register on brisbanests.com. Okay, so I think our guest speaker's here. So we've got Sharnice Thompson. So she's was a hairdresser and a nanny. She's just had a baby and recently got married as well. So she's going to be sharing her journey and what she does to build her business around a baby. And here's where you book your ticket, brisbanests.com. So even if you're going to use your free ticket, you still need to go and register with that, okay? And if you pre-register, you get a protein bar when you get to the registration desk. So that's really cool. Let's go November. So this is our local one here in Gympie in our little town. We've got on Saturday the 2nd of November from 12 to 3, we've got active world team member Luke Fortescue. He's lost 58 kilos on the program, so it's going to be really good. And it's we're actually going to have our results recognition party from our 21-day challenge at this event. And so there's going to be heaps of results shared, lots of yummy things to eat, lots of recognition and certificates and prizes given out. And Luke's going to be sharing his journey and not just how he lost 58 kilos, but how he got to active world team as well. And he actually was sitting next to someone on the plane flying back to Australia, and that's how he found out about Herbalife. So that's pretty exciting. So who do you know in Gympie? It's basically free for all members and guests. The 2-day event, which is happening all around Australia. So basically Saturday is a training. Whoops, sorry, just flipped that. I'll wait for that to disappear. So Saturday is open to everybody, and that's a training, and the Saturday night party is open to all members as well. And then on Sunday, the training is open to all supervisors. So you have to be a supervisor to come to the Sunday training. And here's all the guest speakers. So obviously we've got Jess Morgan, who's President's Team member from WA, but you've got some fantastic speakers all around Australia. So this is a 2-day event, and here's the one in Queensland for anyone that's going to the one in Queensland. They're actually going to be having the Saturday night evening on the mega yacht. So that should be fun, going around the broad waters. So that will be a really good one as well. So who do you know that you can get along to this to give, expose them to a high level training and getting that bigger picture of what's available? Okay. Did you have any thing to add to that one, Jennifer?
No.
No, cool. And then of course our one for Australia and New Zealand. Save the date for the 17th to the 19th of January 2020. Start booking your hotels, get your ticket, have a look at the airfares and things like that, because you want to be at this event and also take people with you as well. So this gives you a huge, bigger picture of what Herbalife's all about. There's going to be heaps of recognition, heaps of training, personal development. The guest speakers, Trey and Mamie Heron. So Bill and Clem Heron, his parents, and he grew up obviously in Herbalife, and his second generation. I've been trained by Bill and Clem, and amazing trainers, really from the heart with that southern drawl. So you're really going to enjoy this training, and he's doing amazing things at Chairman's Club, and they're doing an amazing job in their area, and he's going to be sharing all that with you. And so they always select the best speakers for what we need at the time. So you're going to be trained by him. Plus, there's going to be heaps of recognition, lots of speakers locally sharing as well. There's going to be a party on the Saturday night. There's VIP seating and a VIP evening, plus lots of special merchandise that you can only get at the Spectacular. So definitely put this one in your diary, commit to going, get onto Herbalife and get your ticket and start planning, not just am I going to be there, but how many people could I take with me, and help them change their lives and see that bigger picture, and have lots of fun as well. It's a great experience. So thank you, Lindy, for putting up why you what you got out of the Spectacular on Challenge Yourself Daily. I thought it was a really great representation
That's
of
right.
why people should go. So thank you for painting that picture for us.
No problem.
So we can't wait to see you there. Cool. So I think that might be it. Let me just flick. Cool. So I know this is one of Jennifer's favourite quotes. A leader is one who knows the way, who goes the way and shows the way. So be a leader in your community and your family, in your town, in your state, in your country. You know, we're all leaders in some way. So, and you know, you don't just want to be a leader, you want to create more leaders as well. So I hope everyone got heaps out of that. I'm just going to stop share so we can see our mastermind group. Here we all are. Thank you, everybody. Cool. So I'm just going to, I'm going to stop recording so that we can talk amongst ourselves. So give me 2 seconds, and then I'm going to convert this, and I'm going to put this in the comment section of the post. But you can also click on it and share the link to anyone. You can text it to someone, you can PM it to someone, you can email it to someone as well. So let's stop recording. Thank you for listening tonight, everybody.